Okay, so when I see the name Albert Einstein, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably the wild hair, right? The brilliant mind, or just the word genius itself. But here's the thing, that's really only half the story. To truly get the measure of the man, we've got to look way beyond the equations.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It basically says that if we only see the genius, we're doing him a huge disservice. We're completely missing the passionate, deeply committed person who cared just as much about humanity as he did about the cosmos.
Now, of course, you can't talk about Einstein without talking about the science that made him an absolute legend. His theories of special and general relativity, well, they didn't just tweak our understanding of the universe a little bit. No, they totally ripped up the old rulebook and wrote a new one. And at the heart of it all is this one single, elegant equation, E equals mc squared. Think about that. That little formula unlocked the power of the atom and became, without a doubt, the most famous equation in history. It changed everything. And let's be clear, this was so much more than just tweaking a few old formulas. What Einstein's work did was force all of us to accept a completely new reality. It fundamentally shifted how we even perceive space, time, and gravity itself. But here's what's so cool. He wanted everyone to understand this new reality. This is the cover of his book on relativity, where he famously broke down his ideas for people who, weren't theoretical physicists. He explained it all without the super complex math. He wasn't some isolated academic in an ivory tower. He was a passionate educator, driven to make these profound ideas accessible to everybody. So, in essence, he showed us that space and time aren't these fixed, absolute things we thought they were. Instead, they're all interwoven into a single fabric, space-time. And get this, that fabric of reality can actually be bent and warped by gravity. It was a total revolution in thought. Okay, but this is where the story takes a fascinating turn. I mean, you've just redefined the very fabric of reality. Was that enough for him? Was his world just confined to equations and thought experiments? The answer is a huge, resounding no. This is where we get to meet the other Einstein, the one who lived his life way beyond the blackboard, the man who saw the struggles of humanity as his own struggles, and who felt this profound responsibility to use his voice and speak up. And look, this wasn't some casual interest or a late-life hobby. This timeline shows it all. From opposing World War I when it was deeply unpopular, to renouncing his German citizenship to protest the Nazis, and later defying the whole paranoia of McCarthyism, Einstein's political courage was a constant, a lifelong conviction. And his activism was incredibly broad. Having experienced anti-Semitism firsthand, he was absolutely horrified by the racism he saw in America and became a vocal supporter of the civil rights movement. He stood by his friends, people like W.E.B. Du Bois and Paul Robeson, during the Red Scare. He even joined solidarity organizations like the New Fatherlands League and Red Aid, completely unafraid to align himself with causes he believed in, no matter how controversial it made him. This quote right here really captures his perspective. He saw people who were committed to social justice as the guardians and developers of humanity's conscience. For Einstein, the core mission was always the betterment of humanity. And he believed that building a better world required exactly that kind of unwavering dedication. And make no mistake, his activism had serious consequences. The US government took his views so seriously that the FBI built a file on him that was over 1,400 pages long. Just let that sink in. They didn't just see a scientist, they saw a potential political threat. So, how do we bring these two sides of Einstein together? The scientist who redefined the cosmos and the humanist who fought for a better world. Well, it turns out they were both driven by the exact same fundamental impulse. For the last 30 years of his life, Einstein chased a single grand scientific prize, a unified field theory. He dreamed of finding one elegant set of equations that could unite the massive force of gravity with the invisible world of electromagnetism. He was searching for a theory of everything that could explain the entire universe in a single breath. And this is where it all connects. His quest in science was a search for unity, a single, harmonious explanation for a complex universe. His quest in life was also a search for unity, for a just, peaceful world free from nationalism, racism, and war. The very same mind that was searching for cosmic order was also fighting for human solidarity. Despite witnessing 2 world wars, the rise of fascism and the dawn of the nuclear age, Einstein never lost this fundamental hope. He refused to accept that our flaws were some kind of fixed biological destiny.
Instead, he saw them as a product of our social and economic systems which he passionately believed we had the power to change for the better.
So, we're left with this final question. Is the legacy of a genius just equations? Einstein gave us a new universe, for sure, but he also gave us this powerful example of intellectual courage and social responsibility. Maybe his true legacy isn't just written in the language of mathematics, but in his unwavering belief that a more unified, more just world is always within our reach.